Hi, everyone, and welcome to Kelly's World. We're here today because I want to talk about labels. We all use them, we all put ourselves into boxes, we use them on ourselves and on each other. And the problem with that is each label means something different to each and every one of us. So, for example, I consider myself a Christian. I am a believer. I believe in God. And when people label me with that label, Christian, it actually brings up a lot of like hurt and disgust, for lack of a better word, to describe it, because of all the bad things that have happened to people that have used the label Christian on themselves. And so I don't like the fact that we have these labels that have such broad meanings for everyone around us when that may not be what they mean to us. For me, like, being a Christian is so important to me, and I strive every day to live the way Jesus wanted us to live. And then when people like they almost throw that label at you, like, "Oh, you're a Christian," like it's something bad, when they're right. Like, a lot of bad things happened underneath that label, but that's not how I see that label for myself. And the same can be said with pretty much any other single label that there is. I mean, a weight label as simple as, like, I'm a wife, can be construed by many people to be something bad. I mean, if you look at history, there's so many people that have been burned by their wives, with wives taking, their money, um, during divorces, and keeping children away from their fathers, and, all these bad things. But that's not who I am as a wife. But yet we all fall under that same umbrella, that same word. And that's why I really want to shed light on this subject, because we really need to stop and think about the labels that we're giving each other and that we're taking on ourselves. So, how do we do that? How do we get rid of the boxes that we put each other in? And I don't have a good answer for that. All I can do is make us aware of the problems I see with labeling people. We label them as Republican, Democrat. We label them as American, uh, illegal alien. We label them as, you name it. There's a label for it. But the problem is these are very, very broad terms. So we as a society need to stop and say, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not going to let people use these labels to divide us. We're not going to let the powers that be divide us by putting us in these boxes that can't even hold us or don't even represent who we really are. Being a Republican or a conservative or a Christian, how those words mean to a liberal is not how they mean to me. Just like for them, being a liberal, my definition of a liberal is not what those words mean to people that call themselves liberal. And we're letting society, we're letting the powers that be, we're letting the people that control the narrative put us in these boxes. And it's causing us as people to turn on each other. And we can't turn on each other. It literally needs to be we the people against the powers that be. There is no other way that we're going to win. We are not in their club, and we're letting them not only control the narrative, but define who we are. And it has to stop. And it has to stop with each one of us, one at a time. Each one of us needs to come and say, you know what? No, I'm not going to hate somebody simply because they are an atheist or a Democrat or born in a foreign land. You name it. We need to stop and say, no, we're not going to hate these people simply because of the box that society has put them in. So one of the things that I think we need to do is, I think we need to take some time and we need to think about the people that we love and that we care about, that have labels that we don't necessarily agree with or we don't necessarily like. And we need to look at those people as human beings because we know them. I mean, every one of us has people that, you know, think differently than we do, that we love and we care about. And we need to start making these people human. And we do that by talking to the people we love and the people that are our friends and that we know in real life. The internet is not real life. The internet is a whole bunch of different people putting things on there that we don't know if they're real people or if they are people with ill intentions trying to coax us into believing a certain thing. So we need to start making sure we know who we're following, who we're taking advice from, and all that good stuff. And making it so, how do you put that into words? And making it so we're listening to real people. People that carry the same values, carry the same weight, and really want what's best for society and humanity as a whole. Because what happens to society happens to each one of us individually. I don't think one of us, not one person on this earth that is a normal person, wants to see anybody else be harmed for no reason at all. Nobody wants to see another person locked up in jail when they're not a danger to society. Nobody wants to see another person lose their livelihood because of society. Nobody wants to see another person lose their family, lose their life because they're in a box that may not even actually be who they are. And so we need to figure out as people, as part of society, how to stop this from happening, because I see it. We're on a freight train. Everybody's in a box now. Literally, everybody's in a box. And so we need to start saying what these boxes actually mean. Not what the algorithms tell us these boxes mean. Not what society tells us these boxes mean. But we need to start dividing these boxes for ourselves. And until we as the people stand up and start doing that, we're not going to see lasting change, because the powers that be, the people in charge, whoever that may be, because your guess is as good as mine at this point, they are defining them for us and they're using it to divide us. And we cannot be divided. We need to learn how to come together. And it is probably one of the most important tasks, and my most important mission on this channel is to start bringing us together. I am who I am unapologetically.